Hello boys and girls, I'm Miss Susan and I'm glad you've joined me for Arts and Crafts at the library today. We're going to be making a paper birthday cake in honor of Martin Luther King's birthday. So to get started, you will need a piece of construction paper, actually two. If you have the long kind of paper, you can cut it in half. So you'll need two of the smaller size, and then you'll fold one of them in half. So you just take it and fold it from corner to, or match up the corners, corner to corner, folding it in half like this. And then you'll want to cut it on the crease. So, cutting just like that. That will give you a top and a bottom, because the birthday cake is actually a little gift box. You could put candies in it, you could put some tiny little present, or just leave it hollow like this and it makes a nice decoration for a party. But it's nice to give a gift in it too. This one opens up as well. This one I've had on my desk for a long time. Somebody made this a long time ago, and then this one I made. You can use some different materials too. I'll tell you about that. You don't have to have this ruffly fringe. But you will need some construction paper, so go ahead and cut your paper in half. One half, you're going to cut a little fringe all the way down, and once you get that fringe cut, we'll roll it into a cylinder. And I'm just cutting about 1/2 of an inch, not very deep into the paper, just like that. And then I'm going to, I think it's actually easier if you go ahead and bend your fringe. Go ahead and fold your fringe down like that. And then you're going to fold it or roll it around where the fringe is on the inside and it's pointing towards the center. And then you're just going to pull it together like this and use your tape to hold it closed. And you might need more than one piece. So I've just taped along the seam there. And that's all going to stay flat, because next I'm going to take my other piece of paper that's whole. You just need 2 pieces of construction paper for this project. I'm going to use, I've got 2 different size circles. You can really find anything around your house, a jar or a flower pot or a bowl. This is a lid off of a nut can, and here's my Scotch tape, or masking tape rather. And I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to trace around both. One is a little bit bigger than the other. You can see the masking tape is a little smaller, and I need 2 different size circles. So that's why I'm going to trace around each of them. And now I'm going to cut out the first one that I need, which is the smaller size, right on that line that I had drawn. And then I'm going to need my school glue. You could probably use a glue stick, but I'm going to use the liquid glue. And I'm just going to put some glue right around on the fringe, a little tiny drop of glue on each piece of fringe that I had cut. And then I'm going to place it down flat on that little circle. And to get it to really stay down while it dries, I'm going to take the eraser of my pencil and just tamp down all those little pieces of fringe inside. And that's going to have to dry, but it doesn't take too long, and that can be drying while I'm making my other one. So that's going to be the top part of my cake. Actually, that will probably have to, yeah, that'll be the top part. My other one will have to be a little bit skinnier than that. So next, I'm going to take my other half and once again do the fringe just like we were doing on the first one. Same thing. But I want to make sure when I roll it into a cylinder that it fits inside of this one. It's going to have to be a little bit skinnier, so I'm going to come a little bit tighter with it and make sure that that fits down inside. I think I'm going to go a little skinnier. Yep, that'll fit right inside, so I know that's a good place to hold it while I'm taping. And there, I just taped it together, and I'm going to bend all those little pieces of fringe down towards the center of my cylinder again, and then put some glue. Oh, and I need to cut out my other circle, but that's okay. This can sit here for a second with glue on it while I cut out my other circle. So you need 2 circles and 2 cylinders. And this is a little bit bigger circle. And I'm going to take my pencil and tamp down that fringe. And this is kind of like the plate of the cake that the cake's sitting on. So that's going to be the bottom of my cake, and this is going to be the top, and it's going to fit right over it like that. And now I need to be able to decorate it, but you can see I could put a little present in there or some chocolate kisses or something. So there's my cake, the main part of the cake, and now I'm going to decorate it with something to go around and kind of hide all the taped areas and all the areas where the paper comes together. So I had used this, it's kind of like party streamer. I think you can get this at party stores. But if you don't have something like this to glue all the way around, you could use all kinds of things. I've got cotton balls, that would work. You could even stretch it out to make it look like icing. You're also going to want to put a strip of it down around the bottom, just like I did on my other one. I had the streamers going around the bottom and the top. So if you're not going to use the streamers, you could use cotton. You could use little cotton balls like this. Or I've got a little piece of rope here. That looks like icing, I think, once you get that glued on. You could use, here I've got these styrofoam packing peanuts. You could use anything you have around the house. So you could glue those on and go all the way around. And that would look like icing, I think. You could even turn them on their side like this. And that would look actually kind of pretty. So there are lots of things you can use. Here's some kind of different type of pipe cleaner. It's wide and then skinny and wide and skinny. That might look kind of interesting. You could put that around too and just glue it on. Also, if you have regular party streamers, you can take a strip of this and pinch it up, and then you can just glue it all the way around. You could even leave it open, kind of frilly. So here's one I've got that's interesting, has a lot of color to it. I think I'll use this one. Oh, and I didn't show you the pom-poms. You could use pom-poms. Go all the way around with different colors. Sticking those on. But let's stick with this party streamer. So I've got a piece about probably a little over 2 feet long, and I'm going to take my glue and just glue it around the base. I can even remove my top part of my cake while I'm doing this, because I don't want to glue them together. I want it to be able to open up. So now I'm going to take my streamers, and I can just kind of squish it on there as I'm going around and spin it and go all the way around the cake. And this just kind of looks like the frosting at the bottom. And so once I get to the other end, I'm going to tear it off and just put a little more glue to hold it. So there's there is one part of the cake, and now I need to do the same thing to the top. But I think I'll turn it over just while I'm working on it. I'm going to put glue all the way around, like that, and then take my streamer. This may be long enough. I could start with a new piece, but I'm just going to kind of mush it down where it's not quite as wide looking. And just take that all the way around my cake. And make sure that's going to stay on. And then while it's drying, I'm not going to put them together. Let's see, here are my scissors. Just trim off that little excess. Stick those together. And let those dry. Alright, so next we'll want to put a happy birthday sign on the front and then the candles. So let's see, I've got some blue paper. You could use whatever color paper you have around. And I'm going to just cut a little rectangle. And then you can do something decorative with the ends. You could do a little V like this. And do that again on the other side. Or you could make it kind of a rounded out curved design like I did on this one. And then this one has kind of an interesting shape, kind of goes up and down, little arch there. So however you make it is fine. And then you'll need a marker, and I'm going to write happy birthday. You could write something else if you like. You could put somebody's name on it, whatever you want. So happy birthday and a little exclamation point will be all I need. And I'm going to put a little glue on the back. And then I'm going to make sure I glue it to the top piece of cake, not the bottom, because I'm going to want it to show up. And of course the bottom gets hidden underneath. So there's that. And now it's time for the candles. I used paper straws, and I'm going to only need about 2 inches. So I cut off the end. Now notice one end is very smooth because that was the end of the straw. But the end where you cut it is going to be a little bit maybe not so straight. So the flat end is the one that's going to be most flush and will stick the best to your cake. So that's the end you want to glue onto your cake. I'm going to take a little piece of tissue paper here. Doesn't matter what color, because I'm going to wad it up and poke it into the bottom, that straight edge of the straw. And then I'm going to cut it off just to fill in the bottom of the straw and give a little more surface area for the glue to stick. So there's a little piece of paper stuck right in there, and that will help my straw to stick to the top of the cake. Now it might want to tip over and I might have to keep straightening it back up, but as the glue dries and gets a little thicker, it'll stand easier. So as long as it's staying, I'm going to show you how to do the little flame on top. I need some yellow tissue paper, not very much, just a little piece about this big, and then I can kind of fold it into triangles and wad up the very end, and that looks like a little fire flame, and the little wadded up end will stick down inside the straw. I need to put a little bit of, oh, there goes my candle, a little bit of glue on the end, oh, and that will help it to stick down in the straw. Maybe I'll take it off for now. So I'm going to poke my flame down in there, and looks like it's lit, and there it is. And you can put as many candles as you'd like on yours, and like I said, you could use different colors or all the same color straw. I also have some books about Martin Luther King. These are his biographies, and we've got more than this here at the library, but I just wanted to bring a few in to show you. So I hope you'll come check out a book about Martin Luther King. It tells about his life. That's what a biography is. And I hope you'll get to make a birthday cake. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.